Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel and a new video on the Vauxhall Astra estate elite car. As you can see, it is back from the paint shop and it looks lovely. We always knew that this was going to turn out to be a nice car. It's got such lovely miles, it's been looked after. We found all the history in the glove box. We got 2 keys with it. It just really is a nice example. We've even got the V5 for it, that's come through now. So as soon as we're done with this, it's a little bit of snagging and it will be ready to go. So if you remember on the last video, we had a couple of dents right at the back on the bonnet. So that's all been repaired. The bonnet's been painted inside and out. You can just about see inside there. The wing's been painted this side and it has been blended in the door. Guys, I'm going to mention this wing, it had a little active badge on it and we know that this car's an elite. And someone put in the comments, yeah, but you've repaired it and left the wrong badge on it. The wing was even black at the time. Guys, it will have all the correct badges put back on it. Right down this side, it had that little bit of damage there. That's been repaired as well. And he actually got carried away, the painter. I said that it had some scuffs on the bumper here. And we genuinely didn't even notice those. So he's painted the rear bumper as well, which is nice. Moving round to this side, it has got a couple of scuffs on it. Yeah, here. But they're on top of the paint and they're going to polish right out. So we got no problem there. So we'll get it unloaded, get it in the workshop and actually start the process of piecing this one back together. I'd like to think that we've got most of the parts now. So fingers crossed we can get this one nipped in the bud. Let's get it unloaded and crack straight on with it. Do you know, I'm going to mention it because so many of you reached out in the last video and said, Rob, your truck seems to be going backwards and forwards quite a lot and jumping forward when you was unloading cars. And guys, you're absolutely correct. You know, there was so many messages I thought I'd better explain. Because it sits here quite a lot and it doesn't get used, I don't put the handbrake on. Otherwise, well, I did do it quite a long time ago and the handbrake actually locked up and we had to unlock it. But the situation is now, it actually binds on the handbrake. So I tend not to use it. And it's like everything else. I've got new discs and caliper for it, but it's time. It's getting round to doing it. So we'll be back on, we will get on that at some point. It's due its yearly maintenance soon. So the Astra's all unloaded. Quite a lot of you said about the steering wheel, that cover on there. Rob, what is it like underneath that? So guys, I did pull that off and the steering wheel actually looks fine. Quite a lot of people mention this seat as well, but there's not actually any scuffs or any damage on it. It's just slightly stretched, I suppose. So we're going to get straight in the workshop and actually start the process of building up the front bumper on this. I think this is going to be reasonably quick turnaround now that we've got most of it back together anyway. So let's crack straight on with that. Little bit of a fail there on the front bumper, guys. Chris started fitting up and then he asked me where the bits and the grills were for it that wasn't in the workshop, and I had left it right till the last minute. So we got the passenger side bezel and that was okay, so was the indicator and the fog light, if you remember, and then the driver's side one was actually all broken. But Chris said the fog light, it wasn't broken. The actual parts of the bumper and the screws were still connected to the fog light. So he's managed to bolt that one straight in its original fixings and of course started wiring it all up, plugging everything in. We've got the sensors for it, outside temperature sensor, another parking sensor goes in there and that one in there, and of course the main plug. But the main grille, so this bottom one and the actual number plate grille, I completely forgot that our original ones were different. And then I did find this one outside and I thought that's the middle one, we're right there. but we're actually not. Chris said, Rob, we can't put that in the car. It is all chewed up and it's broken down here. So we've actually had to go down the route of the main dealer for one of those, and main dealer for that lower honeycomb grille that goes right through here. They wasn't cheap, but we needed them, and we need to get this project wrapped up. So they're not going to be here until the morning, but until then we do need to continue on. The headlights in this particular car actually go in before the bumper goes on, so we'll get them done. I've just noticed as well there, Chris, top of the dipstick snapped off.
Is it?
Yeah, so I'll have to go down to Kent Autos and grab a dipstick for it. But I've got to go out and get those bumper grills anyway. In the meantime, Chris is fitting up there the little plastic trim that holds the bumper on the side, and I'm going to crack on and actually get the headlights fitted so that as soon as those grills do come in, we can get straight on and get that done. Let's crack straight on with it. Really not a lot there to do, guys, and not a great deal to show. He has had that bonnet off when he's painted it, and Chris just said, oh, I don't like that edge there. It has slightly dropped down here, the bonnet, which is giving the headlight a little bit of an edge, and you can see there is a slightly bigger gap here than there is up here, so we'll have to take that off and do a bit of shifting around with that. But that's both headlights fitted. You may have seen it in the time lapse, but we tested them all and everything there's working fine as well. Really not a lot of work putting it back together. So guys, we are waiting for those grills for the front bumper now, and we need to line up the bonnet, but we'd like to get the bumper on there before we start messing around lining that up. So unfortunately we'll be back in the morning. Nice early start this morning, guys. I'm at Perry's before they even opened. I've had to sit here for 10-15 minutes until they do open, but I've got all the grills, and I don't mind saying they was very expensive. We'll stick it in the numbers, but I wish I'd have found them second hand. I did just flick through last night eBay and have a look, and that main grill that we wanted, I actually only found one on there, and it was dearer than what it was from the dealer. So let's get back to the yard and get them fitted. Just got back to the workshop, guys, and I've unwrapped everything ready. This is the first one we pulled out because it didn't come with that chrome trim, and believe it or not, you saw that other bezel, it was all broken, but the chrome trim had no damage on it at all. So Chris has just fitted that on there. That's all good. This grill was the one that was really expensive. I said honeycomb, it's not really honeycomb, is it? The only little disappointing thing, not too disappointing, but that front grill number plate holder, it's got the parking sensors in it, actually didn't come with a new towing eye cap, and our one's in quite poor condition. So Chris is out there now looking through all of the old bumpers, like that black one that we got from Kent Auto, seeing if he can find another one. If not, we'll have to probably just order one of them up. I shouldn't think that's too expensive. So let's crack on, get these fitted, and then we can get that bumper back on the car. I can only actually blame myself there. We've been so busy getting other stuff done. There was us putting out a Sunday video last week because we had a bit of extra time, and sometimes, guys, it just happens this way. Chris just said there's something missing off the bottom there, Rob, and sure enough, just went out to the other bumper. There's a chrome strip that goes in there, like a finishing strip. It's not going to prevent us from doing what we're doing today. We can carry on and get this fitted, but that is another little bit we're going to have to order. So let's get it fitted on the car. The final moment is here. Well, apart from we're missing a grill now.
Trim.
Yeah, trim rather, that goes on the bottom of the grill. Ready, mate?
Yeah.
I'll give Chris the awkward side where it's got to be plugged in before it goes on.
See it?
Done it?
Yeah, they go in them little. That's it.
Locators at the bottom.
That's it. How are you looking?
Yeah, just trying to get.
I'm not going to send mine home yet.
Well, I've stuck the first one in just to hold it.
Right. Yeah, got
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
We just don't want to time lapse too much, guys, and how much can you show on fitting this back up? That really does stick out now, that grill's not on there, and you can see when they use this grill why they actually stick that chrome strip in there, because that edge looks horrible.
Or should we just put 2 in for now?
Yeah, 2 in there. I can actually send this home, there's no reason why I can't, is there?
I think so.
Perfect fit. And that little cap needs to go in, doesn't it?
I think it's got to go to you a bit, isn't it? Tom?
It may be that one bolt there on the headlight might need just tipping slightly. And Chris did find a towing eye cap, as you can see. We actually had 3. Not sure how we ended up with 3 of them. So guys, we got a cracking video coming for you. I'm not going to say too much about it, but I'm actually getting in the truck in a minute and I'm off to Clacton on Sea. So quite a journey, but you're all definitely going to love it, because we did one before, Chris, didn't we? And it was very, very successful.
Yeah.
We'll crack on now and get the rest of that bolted up.
I need dipstick.
Ah, I forgot about that. I was meant to go Kent Auto this morning. Right, I'll go and get a dipstick and leave Chris doing the splashes on it. There we go, guys. Look at that. All back together, minus the grille, the number plate, and of course, that dipstick that I forgot to pick up. So I am going to whip round, pick up that dipstick, and then head off for the rest of the day. Chris is going to crack on, get the wheels off, and get all those wheel arch liners in there. The little A-pillar trims, I actually put them in on the time lapse last night, but they was the wrong ones. They're slightly different. I actually put these ones in with that little tiny end on them, and they come off of a car without the roof rails, and these are our actual ones. So all little bits like that need to get fitted back on there, but I'll leave you in Chris's capable hands. So that's all the wheel arch liners back in, front bumper all secured underneath. Let's now move on to actually hoovering it out and getting it a bit cleaner inside. Finally guys, the test drive in the Astra. You are going to hear a bit of wind noise. We haven't had the aircon gassed up yet, and it is so warm today. But I've just driven this car. I've probably done about a mile in it already, and it is one of the tightest, nicest driving cars we've actually done. Do you want to do that up, Chris?
Yeah, do it up.
On the channel. It really, really is smooth, doesn't make a sound. I know quite a lot of you are going to say, oh, you're going to take it for alignment, but genuinely, I mean, you know,
we will, won't we?
Yeah, we will, just to check it, but genuinely,
it's perfect, isn't it?
It drives dead straight. The steering wheel is not one tiny bit out, and it is lovely. We've checked the heat out of the radio, the heated seats, which was a mistake trying them in this weather, but everything works, and it just drives lovely. All these buttons on here, I didn't even notice these. So it has got Bluetooth, cruise control, all the remotes for the stereo, and for a little bit of a change, we normally turn around there, guys. Kingsbury Bridge, quite a lot of you always mention it, and we normally turn around at this roundabout, but we're actually going to give this one a run down a dual carriageway. We have got the tray plates on the front and the back, so and it's smooth.
Yeah, it's quiet as well,
yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
really quiet. What is this, a 1.6 petrol?
Yeah.
Full tank, may I add.
Yeah, to the brim.
I remember that
Yeah.
from the first video. Temperatures at 90. Like I said, it's really hot today, and it's just sitting there, lovely. I actually thought it was 6 speed, but it's not, is it? It's a 5.
Yeah.
Well, it is 6, including reverse. No wobble, no shaking, nothing. It's holding its own. I was going to go and have it cleaned next, guys, and then head straight to wheel alignment. I'm not going to moan about it, but it is the next day, and it's a lovely warm day again. And I thought I'd just bring it straight over Sheppey Salvage, where we always come. And it's just charging now, 600 grams. So, end of filling, done. It was on vac for about 15 minutes and then on hold for about 15 minutes. Guys, if any of you do need your aircon done, you can just turn up over here or just ring them, Sheppey Salvage, and they'll look after you. I think this is 134A, 600 grams. He just charged me £50, so it's cheaper than everywhere else as well. Let's go on to the next job. I was over on the Isle of Sheppey, guys, just getting that aircon done, so I've come straight round the corner to A2 Tyres. They got that Hunter wheel alignment machine. We use them all the time. They use that machine, and it is good. So, like I said yesterday, this car drives perfect. It drives so straight, the steering wheel straight. So, if that is out, it's going to be very, very minimal. So, fingers crossed, as soon as he's done, we'll see how we get on. That tracking was very, very slightly off, guys. But as you can see now down the bottom, it's absolutely perfect. He said it was very, very minimal. Also, the aircon is ice cold. It's like a freezer in here now. So I've just pulled up at the car wash. We're going to get it washed, and we're actually going to go back to the yard and crunch the numbers. I know I'm still going to have that grill to do, and I would like to actually drive it, but at the moment I'm running to and fro home in that van, but I'm sure we'll get round to it. Anyway, let's get it washed and then crunch the numbers. Just got back to base. Chris has just put the new number plate on there, and like I said, that little trim is going to be the last bit now. I am going to try and source one over the weekend, second hand. If I don't, we'll have to buy a new one. But I'm not going to go around it too much, guys. We all knew it was a nice car, even under the dust. Couple of little polishing bits for me and Chris to do, but nothing major. Because the aircon now works, I'm actually going to jump inside it. I've got it all written down. Let's crunch the numbers. I've jumped in here, guys, because it is nice and cool. Hopefully, I'm resting my hand on the steering wheel. It's not too shaky. So, purchase price on this car. We've been saying it was cheap for a long time, and everybody was saying, well, how much is it? We actually won this car for £800. And they wouldn't let us have it. They come back with an offer of 2,400 maybe. So I kept original bid. It was on reserve. Maybe I should explain. Basically, minimum bid is a reserve, and that is what they want for it. So the bid's up until minimum reserve comes off. So they come back with a lower offer. It was something like 2,280. So I just ignored it, kept original bid. And I think it was like a Friday that finished. And on Monday morning, ching, let us have it, £800. So out the door with the fees, £1,039. absolute bargain. Can't remember the last time we got something like this that cheap. It genuinely was very, very cheap. So yeah, 1,039. Parts car round at Marks, Kent Autos, £400, and that was panels, rad, bumper, all that sort of stuff. We took off that car and then took the car back. Windscreen from Liam, £130. Headlights, now that's a bit of a weird one. When we went to Silver Lake, we actually asked them about the headlights and we bought them. Guys, we did a video at Silver Lake and they actually reached out to us 3 days after that video and said, as a goodwill gesture, they'd like to give us a refund on them headlights. So we actually got them free of charge, which was really, really nice of them and made the journey well worthwhile. And of course, it was a fantastic video that all of you did enjoy. Paint and... I'm not sure what Chris has written this down for me. Paint panels and edges, I'm sure it says there. Yeah, obviously, you know, when he based up all under the bonnet, all them, they're like the cans of paint, seam sealer and all that sort of thing, £30. Bumper grills and trims. Now, I kept going on about them yesterday. They was expensive, and as you know, we're still missing one. £173 for 3 little grills. Well, one big middle grill, that bumper strip, and a fog light bezel, which is crazy for a Vauxhall. Paint shop, £400. Of course, he looks after us. Aircon, £50. Wheel alignment, £35. Valet, £20, and the number plate was a tenner. So we got a total price of £2,387. We have still got that chrome trim to buy and oil and filter, so we have allowed for £100. So £2,387 for a 2015 car with 38,000 miles on it. Don't forget this, we've got the V5. It's got MOT till January. We've got the logbook. It's got service history and it's got 2 keys with it. It really is a nice example. And Chris said, Rob, what are we going to ask for this one? And as usual, I'll just flick through the internet, see what they was making, and there's not one on there for £4,500, and that's what we're going to ask for it. The payout value on this car was actually £6,200, so £4,500 I think is very, very reasonable. So that is going to be the end of the series on the Vauxhall Astra. As usual, we do hope you did enjoy it, and if you do, please do give it a thumbs up. We really do appreciate it, and it shows your appreciation. Check out the merchandise if you want to support the channel. The link is in the description. Don't forget, please like, subscribe and share, and we'll see you early next week for a very, very exciting next one.